all in all, if I was a betting man, I would put my money onto GSC here. They've got an interesting comp, just like they ran in the arena tournament, and they've been beasting so far through this tournament, tearing it up through the losers bracket. They took out Waka Flocka, they took out Beantown, and they did get a little bit of a tough start earlier on when they were fighting against JCM. So, it's pretty much all down to this. Skill ratio, do or die. They've been in this situation before. They were placed up against Waka Flocka. They were one game down, and they needed to make some sort of adaptation to take them further in this tournament. Are they going to be able to do it again? Skill ratio, can you make the choices? As we see, I don't know if you guys saw it on camera, but 4 people went for the booster room skill ratio, so maybe a little bit of miscommunication from them. Dark Chewy running out in the mid.
I think it's just because they're so focused on what is about to happen in this mid fight right now. As you can see, Big Moran kind of shooting out into mid, trailing Dark Chewy just a little bit to make sure that he gets across at least safely. But he is on the opposite side of Static Quo, so Static going to be able to make it across through mid without much trouble. The mid fight beginning, not much happening right now. But KO on the skill ratio side actually taking a lot of damage in the front line. Jordan taking so much damage, getting charged and just getting dropped 100 0'd. So this is going to be a little bit of a turnaround from GSC after losing their mage. This is locked into a little bit of a stalemate again, though, as Grizzle begins to hover around that ramp area, trying to catch up to Static Quo.
Very, very interesting. Skill ratio on the back foot immediately. That Warlock getting demolished in that opening trade. And, I was talking to one of the captains of my team, Blueprint, not Blueprint. Blueprint is the captain of Gurubashi Surf Club. I was talking to Blackout, another Euro, and he was telling me that, back in Battle Atlantic, which was run by Gamers League, everyone pretty much came to the realization that Europeans are so good in mid, and the Americans are so good when it comes down to strategy. And it seems like that's kind of been the story here as well. Even in Twinks, the Euros are just so freaking good at controlling midfield. And just so you guys know, GSC is a predominantly European team. SR's got a few guys from Australia and New Zealand and things like that, but when it comes to those genes of just knowing how to wreck mid, it looks like GSC has got the talent.
Yeah, and Dark Chewy just not having a tough time at all getting this flag across. He was able to make it across completely uncontested by anybody from GSC. However, GSC kind of making some frontline pressure here, dropping Maniac, who's going to go down. So one of the shamans, the Hunter, Agent Grizzle, taking a ton of damage as he stands at that front line. So they're not really focusing onto the actual front line. But however, KO taking so much damage, that Warrior dropping down to 4% dead. Curly Rosy also 6% dead. So that's 3 people. A massive push coming in from the team of GSC.
All right, so let's take a look at Dark Chewy. He does turn around and hightail it back up that roof. He doesn't want to be anywhere near that mid-fight. It's so explosive, just getting over to his GUI. I mean, take a look at Static Quo. He's hopping around a couple logs and a couple stumps. He should steer clear of those. Moving towards the tunnel. Him and his team are in a great spot right now. However, once again, they are the guys without the rogue. They don't have the ambush. However, it seems like they're comfortable with that. They aren't too worried about dealing with it. And it's not a big deal for them. We saw in the last game they were able to get a beautiful Surge 5-point combo, coupled with some Hunters hitting around from the backside. They basically just love corralling FCs into the GY, making them commit down and then just exploding on them. We'll see if they're able to do it again, as FCs do come close to that 5 stacks mark.
Yeah, and one thing to look for right here is the 2 Hunters from GSC possibly breaking off sometime soon. So the Hunter is kind of staying in mid right now, just kind of pummeling damage. Big Moran opening in mid, trying to give his team a little bit of pressure to push back so that they can, get back out there and make some sort of push. But right now, the team of GSC totally just having it down. It looks like the Hunter from GSC kind of unwaxed. A little bit of hesitation in terms of whether he should break off or not. He's choosing to stay in mid, it looks like, as skill ratio begins to push. So good decision by him to not really break off at the moment. Dark Chewy completely alone currently, but as it stands, he should be completely fine, as no one seems to be really making any sort of attempt, to get that flag back.
Yeah, GSC losing all control in mid here. They did lose their frontliner, and a little bit questionable play, but handled perfectly. They all
DC just for a second, but he's back in game and moving. Is this fine for you, by the way, speed-wise?
Yes.
Okay.
I think the stream's back up.
Yeah, we're back.
Test. I'm listening to the thing so I can see it. Oh yeah, okay, we're good. Let's go. So it does seem like Grizzle has been DC'd. Not sure
No, he's back.
exactly what's going on. Okay, so he is back.
Looks
It's
like Grizzle.
basically a stalemate.
Yep.
0-0, 15 stacks each. This is basically sandbox mode, Warsong Gulch. We're gonna see what the teams decide to do. Everyone from skill ratios behind the GY. Except for Maniac, You're Dead, and You're Dead's pet.
Sergeant Pizza, look at him. Look at Pizza actually sitting in mid right now, stealthing over. Let's take a look at Big Moran, who's actually hot on his heels too. So it looks like this might be a Rogue Boomkin opener with the 15 stacks.
Why would they gauntlet in the middle of the base? I'm not exactly sure. Boomkin caught out once again by Grizzle. Grizzle MVP. All right, it's all on SR now. Static quote is lodged in between two stumps here. Very interesting. I don't know if he got stuck actually. That would be hilarious. Maybe he'll delete his Hearthstone and page a GM. I don't know. There's some weird stuff going on here. Kappa,
very interesting. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, it looks like he's going to make his way out of that now. The entire team kind of pushing back as a whole. Looks like they're going to try to gauntlet as well. So Sergeant Pizza and Big Moran choosing not to open at that moment. Looks like they just didn't think that it was maybe the right time. They might just be waiting for the timer to cut down. I think that's really what this might be.
It is 15 stacks. They can't get any more advantage. And here we go. Skill ratio actually finds the Boomkin out. What was he doing in the front line? Is he going to be able to get caught up? The Mistweaver coming in clutch here. Is it enough? He can't go down, and he won't. Here's the turnarounds coming out from GSC. They're putting out the Star Surges into the front line of skill ratio. Is it enough? The silence is coming out. The ratios, all the cooldowns are up here. Of course, there's been no fighting for the last 5 minutes. 4 minutes remaining. Cancer taking a lot of damage. Cancer goes down. Maniac going to be the next target. Oh my lord, everyone's getting rolled over from skill ratio. What a play by GSC. Look at Dark Chewy. He's running back with his team. GSC just absolutely dominating that re-engagement. They are going to chase the entirety of skill ratio up their tunnel, or at least force them up the tunnel. If that Boomkin was a bait, oh my god. Mind-blowing.
Yeah, I'm not entirely sure how intentional that might have been, but check this out. The Boomkin Rogue getting lusted up to the enemy team's ramp right now. So he's going to stealth over towards Dark Chewy. Dark Chewy having the intuition to understand that he needs to jump down right now. Great call by them, yeah. And it looks like You're Dead actually falling up right behind him. So she might actually find the Boomkin in stealth. I'm not entirely sure. She's right over him. And, she's going to get him out. So great job.
The Boomkin engages. I actually really like this. Hopefully they get the body quick enough. She does get a fear onto Rogue, and actually You're Dead is getting topped off with heals. So interesting adaptation by skill ratio. Once again, they have somebody without a lot of mobility, but they are able to just put her up there and be the defense that her team needs without sacrificing too much in mid. Grizzle doing what he can. And sorry, while that was going on, guys, Sergeant Pizza and Big Moran did go down as well. I guess they tried to assassinate Statico, but it didn't work out very well. And, having a rogue is great, but you got to capitalize on it, and that's something that GSC doesn't have to worry about here. They've always got that extra man in mid.
Yeah, but here are Grizzle and Cancer to clean up the offensive push by GSC. So the Boomkin and Hunter team that was making a push or trying to make a push, not really being able to do much. I do think it's kind of interesting that they're sending their marksmanship hunter, who's that heavy mid caster essentially, to make those pushes onto the EFC with 15 stacks. I think this is kind of the moment where they could probably just send their survival hunter to do the same amount of work. It's 15 stacks. There's a ton of damage coming in. The Boomkin again getting lusted to get across from mid, but he's going to get great sap by Big Moran sitting in that Berserker hut, or sitting with that Berserker buff. He's going to get opened out, so Rogue, the Boomkin on the GSC side, just not going to be able to make it across to Dark Chewy. He's going to get tipped off by the skill ratio team, and this might be skill ratio's time to push once again.
Yeah, but you can see Static Quo and the boys should be okay, as we do see Rogue doing a great job. Of course, that is the Boomkin, pulling the team as far away from his FC as he can. He knows there's only 1 minute and 30 seconds left in this game. I'm not exactly sure what happens on a tiebreaker. I think we go to the next game. I'm not exactly sure, but, it's not over yet. Skill ratio does have the opportunity to make a play. However, this gauntlet coming out is very strong. They've got the mage, the AoE, they've got double hunter, so not a single stealth is getting by. And if we take a look at Sergeant Pizza, I think he got a couple points off of that boomkin. They are pushing. We've seen this before today and yesterday. All right, here we go. Skill ratio. Putting Pizza in cap form. They're trying to break through. They've got quite a strong team here. Dark Chewy all by his lonesome on the other side. He doesn't have a rogue to deal with. Static Quo in kind of a risky spot. If the Warrior is able to get up there, or if Sergeant Pizza does have Pharaoh charge, I'm not sure if he does. I think he has Displacer. So, my lord, Static Quo in kind of a risky spot. I'm looking for Oi to connect off the charge. He needs to be aware there. He can find it right now. Oi, please go for the charge. He's popping his racials onto the mage and the squishies, the soft characters of GSC. 30 seconds left. Please, they need to make a push onto this FC. The Mistweaver putting out the hots on him, and all the heals coming out means that actually skill ratio is going to be pushed back. They do get a couple kills, but that's definitely it. Oh my god, I think if Oi had connected there onto the FC, all he needed to do was move over to the side and find that charge. I think 15 stacks, he could have just broken through that gauntlet. Oh my lord, so we are going to have a tie here. And that means GSC is still up one game. I'm going to have to take a break after this game, guys, and figure out what the rules are for moving forward. Holy crap.